beautiful jewelry from the most luxurious brands at a fraction of the retail price. Luxury Bazaar has the best selection. Thank you to Luxury Bazaar for sponsoring today's video. Their website will be linked down below. Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. What do you think of today's look? Very different from the last time you saw me. I'm completely buttoned up. I am, however, still wearing giant puffy sleeves. This is a trend that I hope sticks around for a while because I really love it. As you can tell by the title of today's video, it's another best of the brand, and today I'm talking all about one of the coolest, if not the coolest luxury brands, YSL Beauty. For those of you who aren't already aware, YSL and Giorgio Armani are sister brands. They both fall under this larger umbrella of L'Oreal, along with Lancome, Urban Decay, Kiehl's. The list goes on. There are a ton of other brands, but generally when you're shopping in department stores, you will see the YSL counter right next to the Armani counter. There's a lot of crossover that happens. I would consider Armani the older sister, more sophisticated, and YSL is edgier. It's a bit funky, more colorful, playful, but some of my all-time favorite beauty products come from YSL. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll be presenting these items in order of how I would apply them to the face, and today I tried to use as many as possible. There are a couple categories where I think YSL really shines above the rest. Underrated skincare, definitely. The eye serum, I don't have it, so I didn't put it on the list, but it would be an honorable mention. The eye serum is incredible. I have seen with my own eyes the instant results. Of course, they are cumulative as well. The more you use it, the more benefits you're going to get. But it's one of those products that instantly hydrates and tightens the eye area. It's really remarkable. It has hyaluronic acid, so it's really just plumping. If you have dry under eyes, I highly recommend checking out the YSL eye serum. It's got to be one of their top selling products. I think that was the #1 SKU in my old store. So definitely skincare, complexion products, and that goes for Armani as well. I think they really shine in the complexion category. YSL is the same way. And then lips. The YSL lipstick selection is maybe one of the best you can find. They carry every shade under the sun, so if you're ever looking for something very specific, I would recommend checking out YSL first. I always steer people in that direction because chances are higher you'll find what you're looking for. They carry every texture imaginable, and their lips all contain treatment. So if I were exploring YSL for the first time, if you're not very familiar with the brand, those would be 3 places where I would begin: skincare, complexion, and lips. However, they have quite a wide range of great products, so I'm beginning today with primers. The most popular YSL primer is probably their Blur Primer. They just came out with a silver version that's a little bit thicker. I do really like this primer. It feels very slippery, silicone-y on the hand. Silicone-y. It fills in all fine lines, pores. It's a great primer if that's exactly what you're looking for. However, I personally prefer these. So this is the Instant Matte Pore Refiner. I also have the Instant Moisture Glow, the Ultra Moisture. I thought I was putting this on today. I realized later that I had applied the mattifying primer. Not a big deal, but if I'm using a matte foundation, which I am, I tend to go in with this Moisture Glow, and this of the two is my favorite. But there's really something for all skin types, so this is something that you can apply just in the T-zone. I am combination skin, so sometimes, especially over the summer when it's incredibly hot and humid, I get a little bit greasy in the T-zone. So something like this is great to spot prime. Whereas this, the Ultra Moisture, I generally just throw on all over. It's very lightweight. It doesn't replace your moisturizer, however, it will give you that extra boost of hydration. So you can powder your face, use a matte foundation. Nothing's going to look cakey or dry on your skin when you've primed with this. Next up, I have one of my all-time favorite lightweight face products. This is the Chic Lot All-in-One Glow. It has SPF 23, it's oil-free. It's made up of 70% water, it has hyaluronic acid, it hydrates your skin, it perfects your complexion, it has really decent coverage for what it does, and it's just the best thing for those days when you just want a little something on your face. This is a great everyday foundation. It's a great summer weight foundation. It feels like a lightweight whipped mousse. And because it's mostly water, depending on the temperature of the room, it actually feels cold to the touch, temperature-wise. It has a convenient little pump so you never squeeze out too much. It's so easy to travel with. This is my foundation of choice whenever we take a trip somewhere. Out of all of my tinted moisturizer type products, this is hands down my favorite. It's certainly the one that I have restocked the most, but I love the fact that it is water-based. There's just nothing that competes with it. If you like a foundation that has glow but is even more hydrating, maybe you have really dry skin, the Chic Lot foundation is the way to go. For days that I want more coverage, for example today, I really love this All Hours foundation. I remember when this launched, this became my holy grail foundation. It was my favorite foundation ever. I think I went through 2 bottles of it, and then I stopped restocking simply because I own so many foundations and I wanted to hurry up and get through some of those before I purchased again. But I recently picked this up and I forget why I ever put it down. It just looks so nice on the skin. It is matte, but it's not overly matte. There is a difference between matte and dry. This is a matte finish, but it never looks or feels dry whatsoever, especially if you prep your skin. Like, had I done what I intended to do and put this Ultra Moisture primer on underneath, it would look even better. It's full coverage, oil-free, up to 24-hour wear, and it has SPF 20. I don't think this foundation has ever given me flashback, so really it's my foundation of choice if I'm going to a special occasion or there's going to be a situation where I'm taking photos or I just need my foundation to look really amazing and last a really long time. This is top of the list. It's on the short list, that's for sure. It's just a beautiful foundation for those occasions. I think this foundation is 10 times better than Power Fabric from Giorgio Armani. So if I were to compare the two, the Giorgio Armani is really nice. This is just even better. The most notable and most recognizable complexion product from YSL is the Chic Lot. Here I have this Chic Lot color corrector, but the original Chic Lot is just iconic. I think there's one sold every 20 seconds or something like that. And it was created by Terry de Gunsberg, who started by Terry. So she took off in her career, has launched her own successful brand, but she is the one responsible for creating the Chic Lot wand for YSL. So it's a pretty cool story there. It was designed to be a little touch-up wand, to give a little touch of light backstage during the runway shows. The makeup artist would generally use a Chic Lot to give just a little extra highlight, a little extra glow on all of the models. But the Chic Lot became so popular because a lot of people replaced their concealer with the Chic Lot. It wasn't until last year, the year before, they actually came out with a Chic Lot concealer, which has a little bit more coverage. It also contains caffeine and a couple other things in there. But the original Chic Lot can't be touched. It's a very sheer but buildable coverage and a luminous finish. So for those people who don't struggle with really dark circles, you just want a little bit of brightening, a little soft highlight on the face, the Chic Lot is really perfect. It's sort of that natural light imitator. You put it in the center points of the face. You could use it under the eye if you want to, but you could even go in with your concealer directly under the eye and use the Chic Lot a little bit further away, sort of on the top of your cheeks. And then of course, the center points of the face blended out. It's easy to blend. It looks beautiful. They have a ton of shades, so there's something in there for every skin tone. I also really liked the color corrector version they came out with. These have since been discontinued, so these are no longer available, but the original is really where it's at. Now, I personally need a little bit more coverage, so my favorite concealer from YSL is the All Hours. And I was so happy when they expanded the shade range. I think when these first launched, there were 6. I don't even have to show you a photo of how bad that is. You know, 6 shades of concealer is just not gonna cut it. They expanded the shade range. I used to use shade 2 and 3. Today I'm wearing shade 0.5. It's got a really nice natural finish. You don't have to powder this if you don't like to set your concealer underneath, but I think it has really great coverage. I would say this is medium but buildable coverage. Another great thing about it is that the texture is very thin. I would say it's somewhere in the middle between the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk and the Power Fabric. The Power Fabric has a little bit more coverage. It's definitely matte. The Luminous Silk is a little bit more sheer, has a little bit more radiance. And then somewhere in the middle of those is the All Hours. Here I have this brand new Chic Lot 3D All Over Glow. I love this face powder. It is a complexion enhancer, a skin perfector, so beautiful. It comes in this universal shade. So if you are very deep, medium to deep in skin tone, this may go on as more of a bit of a highlight for you. You're not necessarily going to want to dust it all over, but maybe just keep it to the high points on the face. But for somebody with my complexion, even if you're a little bit lighter, I guess if you're very light, this could maybe go on top of your bronzer. But for someone who's sort of in the middle, I'm kind of more light, I dust this all over with abandon, and it just makes your skin look naturally radiant. It doesn't look like powder on the skin because when you feel the texture, it's creamy. It is really creamy. It's so soft and smooth, and it's just the strangest thing. And when you look at it, you can see that it's slightly like pearlescent, a little bit iridescent. It gives off a little bit of a pink glow, which gives your skin that healthy glow. It looks beautiful. When you dust this all over with a fluffy brush, it sets your makeup in such a natural way. It doesn't look like you've applied any powder. It doesn't feel like you've added powder either. And yet, everything just looks sort of soft. It has a luminous matte finish. This is beautiful. It's so creamy and dreamy, and it makes your skin look amazing. I'm so happy that they came out with this. It has the most gorgeous packaging. I mean, this pearly pink compact, this is beautiful, but it's not even limited edition. It's going to be around forever, and well, not forever. I want to say it's maybe $48. I know this is pricey, but for a luxury item like this, I feel like that is very reasonable. And for what it does to your skin, for how beautiful it makes your skin look, again, I think it is very reasonable. If you love powder, you're going to love this. Even if you hate powder and you actively avoid powder, I think you would probably still really love this. It goes on in such a fine way. It is almost as if you didn't apply anything at all, and yet when you look at your skin, you have this soft focus beam. Beautiful. I have nothing here for eyes, and eye is an interesting category from YSL. It's certainly not their strongest, but even in years past, I've had some of their mascaras. I do currently have an eyeliner that I love, but it was discontinued. They discontinued the Baby Doll mascara, even the Vinyl Couture, which wasn't the best, but it wasn't terrible. I didn't like the Shock. I don't like their new curler. They have their basic standard mascara, which is really nice, but it's not anything to write home about. The eyeshadow palettes aren't really strong. They do have one. It's the only one that is decent. I'm looking at it now. It's the Nude. It's $95, and it's their Couture Variation palette. I would recommend the Pillow Talk palette over that palette any day of the week. This has been the perfect neutral palette because most of these shades are in that nude brown. There are some pinks, you know, especially when you get down to the berry side of the spectrum, but this is very wearable, easy everyday, and I think this is $75, and you get even more eyeshadows. They're higher quality. It's just a far superior product. I have heard really good things about the pencil eyeliners that can go in the waterline. I just don't think that's a really competitive category. I think you can find a decent eyeliner for the waterline from just about every established brand. So nothing for eyes. We can now move on to lips, which is one of the categories that I think they kill it. They just rise above the rest because they have so many different offerings, and I feel like they are constantly coming out with something new and fresh. So I have 70, which is the perfect nude. I also have 01, which is the perfect red. And then I also have 09, which is a really pretty mauvey berry shade, which will be gorgeous for fall. Out of all of my bullet lipsticks, these might be the creamiest. They're not necessarily the most long wearing, but I don't mind reapplying because that mango butter just feels so good. I love those. I also like these. This is the Volupte Plump in Color. So if you look in the middle, there's a heart all the way down the tube of lipstick, and it contains peppermint oil, so it feels very plumping and slightly minty on the lips. These, just like the Volupte Shine, go on a little bit more sheer, but I find these to be very long wearing because they're almost going to stain the lips. I also really like the lip liners. They got rid of the pencil lip liners, and that's a little bit disappointing because they had some shades that just had been around forever, and I know people swore by them. I really liked the Sahara Dune, Sahara Desert. There was one called Sahara that was absolutely stunning. This one is Rose Fumé. This is number 4. It's what I'm wearing today, and I paired it with the number 70 Lanou. These roll-up lip liners remind me so much of the old Chanel roll-up lip liners. They go on so smooth. They just glide on the lips. They're incredibly comfortable. At the bottom, you have a little smudger, and then if you remove the smudger, they have a little pencil sharpener. So I love these because they remind me of the old lip liners that I used to love, but this shade in particular is just a really nice standard rose. Last but certainly not least is the hydrating makeup setting spray. It retails for just $34 and it is chock full of yummy stuff for your skin. I know it has jojoba oil, it has walnut seed extract. There are a couple other botanicals in there, but the mist is so fine. So you can actually spray this on your face after your skincare as a prep step before you go in with makeup. You can spray it halfway through the day, anytime you need an instant refresher if you're feeling a little bit dry. It is so light. I mean, I feel like I could just sit here and mist and mist and mist. I'm not going to because I do feel it. It's not like you can't feel anything and you feel like it's not really working. It's just so light and refreshing. You just want to sit there and just treat yourself and spray the entire bottle. I think for the price, it's amazing. I still have a ton left. And I got this maybe a couple months ago. I mean, I've been using it and it just lasts a really long time. I think part of that is because of the nozzle. It mists out just enough and it disperses it in just a way. It's like a poof, like a fresh breath of misty air in the morning. It is really good. And that completes my list of favorite YSL products. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. I love hearing from you guys, so be sure to shout out your YSL favorites down in the comment section. We'll keep the conversation going there. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned, everything that I have today on my face, down in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.